Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and in today's video we're going to make a couple of alternative cards for the May Paper Pumpkin in color kit. So if you have not seen the stamps yet, this is the stamp set that we're going to be working with from the A Kit in Color. And if you would like to see everything that is in the May kit, you can see my unboxing video by clicking the link down in the description. So we're going to start with a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to line it up on my grid paper, and I'm using my ruler. Let's make sure we're right here in the grid. And I thought from a geometric standpoint, this month's stamps were kind of fun. So I'm marking a dot at 7/8, and then I am marking a dot at, and the second dot is at 3/8. And I'm going to do this a couple of times across here, and I'll speed up the video so that you don't have to watch me do each of that. And while I'm marking these, you can grab your cardstock and do the same thing. Now, once you have all of your dots on there, turn your ruler horizontal and draw a line to connect them. This will just make our stamping easier. It does not have to be perfect, but this is easier than just eyeballing. So then I have my Night of Navy ink and the smallest of the rainbows or U-shapes or whatever way you would like to describe them. So we're going to start here on the edge and come all the way up to that 7/8 line, and we're just going to create a pattern across here. And you'll see that even with the line, I am not absolutely the same height. That doesn't bother me in the least. And then we're going to ink and come back through and stamp at the 3/8 line. Now that does bother me a little bit, so I'm going to come back in and line it up and fix it where I didn't get a complete image. Okay, and then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry for a couple of moments while we do some other stamping. So next I have my sentiment and a piece of purple posy cardstock. I'm going to ink with the Night of Navy. And then just place this down and give it a good hold and let it sit a moment so the ink transfers. Okay, so next I want to use the Stitch So Sweetly dies, this one right here. You can purchase these dies in my store. There's a link below the video. And I'm going to cut out our sentiment, and we'll come back and begin assembling. Okay, so here is our die cut sentiment. I don't know if you can see the pretty little stitching around the edge. That's a nice little added bonus to the shape. Now I'm going to take this gray eraser. You can kind of knead it. these can be found in an office supply store with the drafting materials, and they're perfect for picking up your light pencil marks so that no one will know that they've ever been there. Okay, so next I have a purple posy base and a piece of whisper white for the inside of my card. These are standard card measurements, so 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4 for the base. And then the layer is 4 by 5.5, 5 1/4, pardon me, and that leaves a 1/4 inch border all the way around. Now, I need my tear and tape because I'm going to add some ribbon to my card front. So I'm just going to add this piece of tear and tape across here. And then I've got some of the purple posy scalloped linen ribbon. Just pulled the backing piece off and lay the ribbon down across the card and pull out. I have scissors just for cutting my ribbon because paper will dull your scissors. Oops. And then let's cut this side. Okay. Put the scissors away for a moment. Take this out of the way. And I need to grab my dimensionals. Don't be stingy with your dimensionals. You don't want your card front to be saggy. This piece is also cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and this piece will have some dimensionals. And then I'm going to take some of this whisper white crinkled seam binding, and I'm looking for my glue dots over here, and we'll tie a big old multi-loop bow with this. I love how soft and pliable this is. Now I don't tie a real bow, I just loop it around and then pull the end through my loop. Let me grab my scissors and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And this will be a little bit long, and that's okay. So let's floof this around. And once I'm okay with all of that, then I'll come back in and trim this. There we go. And put a glue dot or two to keep it from moving. Since we didn't tie a real bow, these pieces can move around on us. Okay, so let me pull the backing off on this. And set this down. And then we're going to turn this sideways here and just tuck it under the edge a little bit. and do that floofing again around. Let's pull these. And where's my other one? Oh, okay. And there we go. So that's one alternative card for the kit in color for the May paper pumpkin. Let's set it aside and we'll make another one. Okay, for the second card, we're also going to use a piece of Whisper White and start with our ruler and pencil, and I'm just going to lightly draw a diagonal line to give myself a little visual aid. I've got Coastal Cabana ink that I'm going to start with. And I'm going to turn this and start up here and then when you stamp, you're going to give this a light overlay. And when you do this one, you're going to come right up to that pencil line. And again, give it a slight overlay. Overlap, I guess I should say. Okay. So now we're going to do that in Granny Apple Green. Let me move this out of the way. And we're going to start by putting these in. Okay. Need to come and give this one its other half. Okay, and I'm going to clean my stamp one more time. And we're going to take the Coastal Cabana again. Okay, and we've given our card a fun geometric background using these stamps. Let's close these up and set them aside, and it's time to add our sentiment and put the card together. For the sentiment, we're going to use a strip of Granny Apple Green that measures 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4, and I'm going to stamp in Granny Apple Green. One of the lovely things about Stampin' Up! Inks is that they give you a beautiful tone on tone rather than disappearing into the cardstock color. So let's line this up with our grid paper. Did you know that you can purchase grid paper in my Stampin' Up! Store? And there's still time to subscribe for the June paper pumpkin. There will be a link in the description below where you can subscribe. My subscribers do receive an exclusive tutorial bundle for alternatives each month. Oh, that was badly done. Let's flip that over and do it again. So I'm going to ink along here and make sure that I'm good and inky, which did not seem to be the case before. Okay. Now if you wanted to be absolutely sure that you could stamp a second time, you could use your Stamparatus, because of course everything's lined up, and you can come in and stamp a second time. So always use the back of the paper if you need to. Okay, so let's pull this piece in. Again, I've got my little gray kneadable eraser, and we're just going to erase that pencil line. And then let's add my base in over here. This is Coastal Cabana. And grab my bone folder. You can purchase that in my Stampin' Up! Store as well, if you do not already have one. I've got a piece of Whisper White for the inside. Did you know that I sell 53 different colors of cardstock in my Stampin' Up! Store? And they're all a beautiful weight and solid color to the core, which means that when you cut them, there won't be any white inside. So, Stampin' Dimensionals next. Don't ask me why I'm lopsided, have more at one end than another. Have no idea. Okay, and then let's add our sentiment. And once we've got it stuck down, no one will know that one side was not stamped well. Okay, pull these out of the way. And then finally, I have some glitter enamel dots that we're going to put on. We're going to pick them up with the Take Your Pick tool from Stampin' Up! This is great for lifting things with an adhesive back. You don't get your hand on them or fight them with your fingernail. I'm going to add one more. These are retiring on June 2nd. Okay, so there's our second alternative. And there are both of our alternatives for today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and then click the bell if you'd like to be notified the next time I post a video. And give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed today's tips and techniques. You can click the link in the description below to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and select me, Sara Levin, as your demonstrator if you would like to receive my exclusive tutorial bundle for Paper Pumpkin alternatives. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.